Greetings, wholeness and blessings. Pasture is coming up on its second full scythe of the season, and technically it's its third full time that I'll be scything this, because you have to count the first time that I came through to initially clear. But second cut of greenery for this season, and you can see all of this milkweed coming up. There's going to be a whole bunch more milkweed back there, but I am going to cut this because I want to keep this nice and cleared, and I need as much biomass as I could possibly get, and that'll be nutrient dense fertility for the farm. I think I skipped over it, but milkweed is the #1 pollination source for the monarch butterfly, and they travel 3,000 miles from Chile, South America. So let's get into what just happened. I just made 3 scythes down there, 3 scythe paths. That initial first time I went north to south. That first session of the season I went east to west, and now I'm going back north to south again. I don't know if that really makes a difference, but it feels good doing it that way, so that's why I'm doing it that way. And ideally I would have let this grown just a little bit more, cutting it a little bit shorter than ideal, but I need to get it laid on some of these weeds, and by getting it now, that third cut is just going to be super primo. And I've explained about more of that in other videos, but real quickly, if you get the first cut by May 15th, give or take around there, when the grass is at its peak nutritional value, that'll allow it to grow up 3 to 4 more times, 2 to 3 more times of the equal amount of nutrition as the first cut. As to where, if you just cut this field of scabious right now, wait 2 weeks past our nutritional value, then this field, will probably only regrow up 1 more time, and it won't be too nutrient dense. I don't know if that makes any sense. This perennial pasture isn't really a good example, but this is scabious. I'm pretty sure it's a non-native, but will act as a good pollinator hedge for any pollinators that want to stop by. But it's a monocrop, so, well, not really, because there's other diversity in there, but the main character is this scabious, and it's on the other side too. Then there's some goldenrod comes up back over there. But anyways, so I'm gonna rake. I did 1 actually already this rising, and I raked that all. Now I just did 1, 2.5, and I had to stop because the grass got too dry. Yeah, so late night pasture scything updates. This is where I'm at. Those peas did not take too kindly to that week to 2 weeks of 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've got all these other plants ready to go. See, I've just been working my way down the farm. Started over here. There was some kohlrabi that didn't make it, but lettuce, more lettuce down there, lettuce in the tunnels. So we started here. Then came here now. Cucumbers all the way down. Swiss chard down the insides of the pathway. And then cucumbers all the way down, right? And the garlic is going to come out of that bed. The garlic's going to come out of that bed. So I got to have transplants ready to go in for about the 1st to 3rd week of July, give or take. I'm actually going to direct sow one of those beds to summer squash. And then, so that really only leaves me with one bed that I need to have ready for transplants, which is going to be solstice broccoli. It's going to go directly under cover. And then we have this 3rd bed with more garlic, and which was fascinating to me, all these chestnuts that I planted from seed, which I learned this from a permaculture nursery, Edible Acres. So there's a row of garlic right here, and then on the back side of garlic, I put black walnuts and chestnuts. And they all just started coming up within like the 3rd week of May. So that was really cool. And then now these two, this is gray kabocha squash into emerald melon, and then Long Island cheese pumpkin into blue Hubbard squash. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 production beds fully planted, which leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more production beds to be planted, and then the 3 potato beds that are lost in the weeds, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so along with that bed that the garlic's going to come out of, and I'm going to transplant broccoli into, these other 2 mid-season variety potato beds need to have transplants ready to go into them when the potatoes harvest in the beginning of July, and that'll set it up for my fall crop. So I'm preparing plants for those 3 bed flips, and then that last bed of potatoes is a late season variety, so I won't have to have starts ready to go for that one until like late August, September to be transplanted into. But so these 3 beds, that garlic and the 2 potato beds that are all going to harvest give or take around the 1st to 3rd week of July, are going to get flipped to fall cold hardy crops